What's up, you guys? So a lot of people were asking how to install my ambient lighting as well as just the interior lights, so let me get to that today and I'll show you how to do it. So you'll need a clip removal tool just to guide the wires, and I'd say some 3M tape like this one, just because the tape that actually comes with the interior lights are kind of bad, so I made sure to change them out and use 3M tape because they hold so much better. So let me show you how they look like. Alright, so for the interior lights, it's going to be a really simple install. It has two lines for each side of the car, and I'll show you guys like a picture right here on how to actually get it done. So starting off with the console. So the console will have this plug here for an e-cigarette adapter, and then this control panel right here. So this is a control panel, and I have it 3M taped to my dash here right underneath it, so I could just press the buttons here and change the lights and modes from there. And then the wires run through this way right here, and then it is connected to the first light on the passenger side, which is underneath here. So I already have it 3M taped there. I would suggest kind of finding a good spot as far as you can that way, so you don't actually see the light itself like physically. And then as for the wires, this is when you're gonna need your clip removal tool. I would honestly just put them through here and through the lining of your car, and that's where I have the wires so you don't actually see them. So you can actually get in here really easily. You can just tuck it in, and then the wire will go out through here, and then the other part will be connected to the bottom of your seat. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to show you where I have it, but the other LED strip will come out from this way, and then I have it kind of in the middle of the bottom of the seat here. Then you go underneath to stick on the other LED strip, which is right here. So I have one right there. It's not perfect, but that's kind of like the spot where you want to attach the LED strip so it doesn't fall off or anything. So as you can see, it is on there pretty strong, and that's pretty much it. So you just wire it through the side of your car door here, and then it goes underneath your seats, and then you just attach it to like the plastic part in the middle of your seat, and you should be good. Then for the driver's side, so you see how the console is right here. So I have another wire that runs through this crevice of the car here, and that's actually where I have the other ambient light wiring, which I'll show you later. And so once you have it through that crevice, the left side LED light will be right there. And so here is the LED strip for the driver's side, and these LED strips are going to be connected. So this one that's on the driver's side, I have it wired through into here and like this little spot in here. So there's going to be room in here that you can put it in there, so you can actually see the wires in here. And then for the other LED strip, I have the wires through the lining of the car once again here and through here, and then it feeds out right there. You can see the wires right there. And then once again, I have the LED strip at the same spot once again under here, and it goes through the middle of the seat just a little bit over this flap here. You'll find like a nice space under there to put that LED strip, and then just stick it on there. Make sure you hold it firm, and the diagram I showed you earlier, that's pretty much what you're going to be doing. And the best tip I could give you guys is that when you stick on the LED strip, I would say heat treat it with a heat gun if you have one, or like a hair dryer, just so you can actually have the adhesive stick onto the plastic of the car much better, because if you don't, it'll come off pretty easily. That's why I use the 3M tape, and then I heat treat it, and it's actually on there pretty strong. So let me show you guys what it looks like with the lights on. So here is daytime, and then you can see right there, that's where the LED strip is for both the driver's side and the passenger side. So you want to just try to find a spot on the plastic of the car as far as you can that way, so that it's pretty well hidden under there. And then this is what it looks like for the back seats here. So you really want to try to find the middle of the seat under there, where there's like a little panel of plastic, and that's where you want to stick it. And then the other side as well, which looks like this. So once again, try to find that middle spot right there, and then you should be good to go. So that's pretty much it for the interior lights. It's actually really simple. It's really easy to install. It's just a bunch of sticking it on a specific spot where you feel like it's good and it's well hidden, and then just wiring it through the lining of your car under here so that it's not everywhere, and then just making sure that you have it plugged in an adapter, and then you have your console where you want it to be, and that way you can change the colors on here. And you can also change it from an app, which I'll show you guys later after I show you how to do the ambient light here, and we'll go from there. So as for the ambient lighting, it's going to be a little bit hard to show you guys how to do this, but I will take out one of the door lights just so I can show you how to actually install one, and that'll be the exact same way you install the one on the dash, this one, and then the other ones on the doors. It'll pretty much be the same. The one thing I'll tell you guys is that it will come with 6 strips of LED light, and all of these are going to be longer. So you are actually going to have to cut them to fit your dash, especially this one. This was actually longer, so I cut them. But just make sure you don't cut it where the wire is, because then it's not going to work. But don't be scared to cut them at the other end and actually measure the length of your dash and your doors as well. Especially this one. This was actually way longer, and I just cut it after measuring how long it is on the original size. And as for the doors, you'll also need to measure those because you will have extra length on the LED strips, so you will have to cut them, and don't worry about it like shorting out or whatever. It will not do that. But without further ado, let me take this side off and I'll show you guys how to install them. The one thing I'll tell you guys is that the one on the dash is actually going to be so much easier to put in. It's the door panels that are such a pain to get on. So let me show you how to do it. So I took the driver's side light out, and it will look like this, and it will have a plug that will go into the wires that are included in the packet. So this is what I was saying. So this is originally way longer. It was like actually up to here. I had to cut off that much just so it actually fits the door panel. And you're gonna need a clip removal tool, which came with the package. So like one of these, and that'll help get it into the door panels here. And you could put tape here if you want, but just be really careful so you don't scratch it. Right, so once again, how I installed this one will be the same for every single door. And then as for the wiring, it'll pretty much be the same as the interior lights, which will run through the sides of the car plastic covers. So we'll start off with this end here. This is the end that I cut. So as you can see, I just cut it, and I have a little electric tape over that. Alright, so to get this end into here, I would say put the prying tool on this end of the door, just like that. So you have some room to get this end in. And then what you're going to do is going to push this in there. It's going to be kind of hard, so make sure you put a good amount of pressure. Just like that, it will hurt your fingers. Which is why I suggest using a clip removal tool. So once you have it in there, you can just take this out, and then you can actually push this in. So you're just going to push this towards that way, so it like fits the end of the door here. So when you can push it in there, and then once you have the rest in, what you want to do is clip in the rest of it. So we're just going to clip it in there, And it'll take a good amount of force. So when you're pushing it in, make sure you get it into the crevices there. You're just going to clip in the rest, and you're just going to push it in either using your thumbs, but I recommend just pushing it with a clipper tool so you can actually get it pretty flush in here. So once you have this part on, just kind of push this in, and then it'll like clip in just like that. And that's for the rest of the car. You can also just push it in through the light, and just be careful of scratching this part, and just like that. So you'll just do it for the rest of the panel. So for the rest of the panel, what I like to do is I just like to push it in with my fingers a little bit so it gets into the panel. So as long as you have it secured into the crevice, just like that, it'll be a lot easier. So once you push it in, it's going to be sticking out a little bit. So right now it's sticking out, and that's why you want to use the clipper tool to push it in and then have it flush like the rest of it. Once again, you're just going to push in with the clipper tool as much as you can in there, just like that. Have it more flush here. One thing I will tell you guys is that for the door handle, it will not be super flush because the indent of where the door handle is not as deep compared to the other part of the panel. So it'll be stooping down a little bit, but it doesn't even like hit the door handle itself, so you won't have any issues with that. And for the rest of it, just push it in with the clipper tool so it's like more flush, just like so. So there you have it. So once you have it in, it's going to be really flush all the way through, except for this part here, which is okay. And then I'll get to the wiring. For the wiring, once you have the LED strip like flush in there, I'm just going to use the clipper tool to carefully put it through here, just like so. So just like that, like clip it into the crevice there, and you can't even see it. And then for this part, you're just gonna clip it into this panel here. So there's gonna be an opening on this panel, and you can open this up. You can put the wire through it, just like what I'm doing here. You can use the clip tool to kind of get it in there, and then push this in as well, kind of like pushing it through here so that the wire is completely hidden, just like that. And so you're just gonna line it up all the way down here. And then I already have the other adapter end lined up into this panel, and then it goes through this cover right here and through the back, once again like the interior lights. And one thing you guys will notice is that the power cable will be way thicker compared to the LED strip, so you'll still be able to put it through the panel, but you're just gonna connect these two. So when connecting these two, make sure that your door is pried open to the furthest it can go, so you know how much wire you need before you tuck it into the plastic cover here, because if you don't, then you'll be short on the power cable, and then you'll have to readjust everything. So make sure you do that first, and then once again we'll just wire this behind this cover here. Just gonna use your prying tool to get this through here, just like so. You're just gonna tuck all of this in here, and then for the connector ends here, you'll need a little bit more room, so make sure you pry it open pretty well and then tuck it in there as much as you can. It's not going to be super flush, but as long as it's behind there, it's not going to cause any issues. So just tuck in these wires here, just like that. So there you have it. So that's how you install the LED strips. You'll be doing the exact same thing for the other doors. And then the power cables, it pretty much just runs through the panel here and then through the back. And as for the back seats, same thing. So you're just gonna pry it through the panel here, and then we're just gonna wire it through here. And then you will have a little bit of wire sticking out. Once again, before you put it into this panel, you want to make sure that your door is wide open so you know the exact length that you'll need for the power cables. And then I just have it running through underneath here and through there. And then I actually hid it underneath the floor mats that I have here so you don't see them. But I try to make it as flush as I can, but they're all underneath there, as you can see. And then I wired it through here, and then the powerhouse is right there. You can actually see it. I'll show you guys what it looks like more up there. Here's the right side. Once again, clip it through there. Then I have it wired behind the door panels here, and then I have the wire through here, and then around here, here, and here, and then it's under the mat there, and it goes straight to the powerhouse. Then as for the passenger side, same thing. It goes through here, and then I have the lining through the door panel again, and it goes down through there, goes all the way around, and you can actually see the wire through here. It goes through the powerhouse. So here's the powerhouse. One thing I'll tell you guys is that that end of the powerhouse here, it has a lot of the power cables, obviously. That'll be a lot of wires, so you just need to wire it through underneath your floor mats and through the panels that I showed you guys that are on the sides of your car. And then I actually bought a different USB adapter with a DC jack, just so I can plug it into my camera USB port instead of having another adapter like this, just so it's easier. But originally it will come with that adapter, and I'll make sure to link this adapter in the link so you guys can check that out as well, and it'll fit with the original powerhouse. So when you start your car, you'll have a little nice startup animation that looks like that, and then it'll turn the color that you want it to be. So right now I have it on to red, which looks really nice with the rest of the interior. And as for the dash LED lights, I have it wired through under here. It also goes through the panel that's on this side, and I just have it wired through there, and then all the way underneath the right side of the seat here, and it all goes to the powerhouse. And then as for this side of the dash, I have it wired through under here, and it goes underneath and around the bottom of the panels under there, and then it's also wired through this way, and it's connected again to the powerhouse that's on this side. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you install the LED interior lights as well as the ambient lighting, and both of those lights will have apps that are dedicated to them. So the first one is the Govee Home here for the interior light, and then it's going to be this one, so it's connecting here. And then as you can tell right now it's on red, but I can switch it to any color I want. I could even do white, it'll change to white there, or I could do yellow, and then it'll switch to yellow. It kind of looks like green, but that's yellow. And you can also control the amount of brightness you want. So it's like 50% right now, or actually 25, and 50, and then we have 100, which I have it on. But at nighttime it's super bright. I just put it on 100 so you can see what it looks like during the daytime. But usually I run it on 50 because it is actually pretty bright either way. And then it also has like different types of modes on here that you can do, like a sunset, and you can do like a dusk kind of thing, and it changes colors. You could even do a universe, which just kind of has a bunch of like different colors on there. and it'll slowly cycle through the different colors it provides. But yeah, it's pretty customizable. I like it. It's nice and fun to use, and you could even have like music from the phone, and it'll like go with the lights, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so let's move on to the interior light. So for the ambient lighting, it's going to be this Magic Lantern app. So just going to press that, and then right now I have it on red, and then you can change it to any color you want: blue, purple. I used to have it on blue. You can have it on pink, purple, red. You can even have it on green, just like that. So it changes all around too. They also have different styles on here. You could do like a magic forward, which will do like a rainbow kind of sync all around. And it'll also do the back doors as well as that one over there. Then you can adjust how bright you want it to be. It could be like kind of dim, or you could be like pretty bright. But I usually just keep it on red since it matches the interior. And also, I realized I broke this one. I broke the driver's side LED light, so I'm gonna have to get a replacement on that. But I just wanted to take that out and show you guys anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is what it looks like in the daytime. Now I'll show you what it looks like at nighttime and how bright it actually is. Alright, so here we are at nighttime, and you guys will see how bright it is. So we have the start up here. There we go. And as you saw, the floor lights go on first, and then the ambient lighting goes on afterwards. But yeah, it looks pretty good at nighttime. I mean, I have it on red once again just to kind of match everything interior wise. And you can also just change it through the app. And here's the dash. I'm so sad my driver's side broke while I was putting it back in. I actually ended up snapping one of the wires, so you want to make sure when you're putting it into the crevices here, you want to be really careful and not be too harsh with it like I was, and that's how I broke the wires. So, and once again, you can change the color of the lights from the app, or you can even use the console that we put right here. And you can just press this button and it will change its color. There's going to be 3 buttons. There's going to be a middle one which changes the colors just like what I'm doing. Then we have the first one that has turning it on and off. And then we have the third one which has the different modes that you can play with. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I like to leave it on red. And as for the ambient lighting, same thing. You can change it from the app as well. You could do white. You could do like a turquoise color. You could do like a purple, green, yellow. But once again, keeping it at red. You can change the brightness on here. Got 50%. Then we have like almost all the way, and then pretty much gone. But in person, having it on pretty much like 50%, like around here, is perfect because you can see it during the day, and at nighttime it's not like super bright to the point where it blinds you. And then as for the interior lights on the floor, red at 50% is also perfect, just so it's not super bright. These are super helpful because if you drop something at night, you can see where it is, and you can actually just see more in the car in general. So yeah, so that's how you install the interior lights. And I wish I could have actually videotaped me installing every single thing, but there you have it. Let me know if you have any further questions down below, and as always, stay safe and drive safe out there, guys. I'll see you on the next one.